Alright, so my last deck profile here, I've got my most popular deck, my Tikis. This deck is mostly traps. I haven't really counted them. Last time I counted them was 23, but I've edited it heaps since then. There's a few monsters in it. There's not many spells. There's only 2 spells. And this deck's like, it sort of plays with, if you've got a good poker face, it makes the deck better because, you know, you can use that against your opponent whenever they think they've done something right. It can be the wrong thing. You know, even with siding, like the side deck is set up as a counter side deck to make the deck stronger. The first card is card D. I'm hoping to have 2 or 3 of these, but no one I know wants to give up their card Ds and actually wants more, so they're getting hard to come across, even the common ones. Lava Golem, 3 of these. The deck falls to Jinzo, Double Shien, things like that. This just gets around that so easily, plus it's just become a really good part of the deck that adds a lot of bonus damage. The deck's able to stall like crazy if it needs to, so it helps there. 3 Gilfax. It's a tuner, level 4, which just fits into the deck perfectly. It's also, you know, able to special summon if my opponent has a synchro, plus 1600 beta. But I rarely use it. Generally, I only summon it if I'm going to synchro or XYZ. There's no other need to play it. Effect Veiler. It's a competitive deck like this one, and like my others. It's not as casual as the other ones are. So this is a competitive based deck, so it needs the Veilers. Also, it can go into Catastor really easy with just summoning a Veiler. It's special since level 4s. Tour Guide. 1 Tour Guide I use for an Allure of Darkness. The other 2 I use to search each other. XYZ for my rank 3s. There is no other Tour Guide target. It is just these. And it works fine with just like this. I can recycle my Tour Guides, so that helps. 3 Mask of Darkness. You know, Monster Reborn is banned, so monsters don't have their revival. Magician of Faith is at 1, so spells have just gotten a little revival. Traps are completely untouched when it comes to revival, because, you know, no one bothers with Mask of Darkness. It's generally not used, but this deck, it works perfectly. Spells, I've only got 2, which is Allure of Darkness, as I said, for Tour Guide, Mask of Darkness. And then I've got Book of Moon, which is amazing for this deck. It has the general book effect, but also has bonus effects for my spell monsters, my trap monsters. I came down to a really tough choice for Dark Hole or Torrential Tribute. I could only have room for 1, and in the end, it just seemed more logical to put Torrential Tribute in here purely because I can bring it back with the Mask of Darkness. As far as my main, this would essentially be my monsters if they weren't traps. But I've got 3 Tiki Curse. Tiki Curse is an 1800 trap monster, level 4, so you can XYZ Tikis. Like, a lot of people, trap monsters. A lot of people say you can't XYZ them because they're tokens. They're not tokens. The card is actually there. It just takes up one of your zones. Like one of your spell trap zones. But the card is still XYZ-able. It is a material. It works perfectly like a monster once it's activated. It just also has the downside that it is still a trap. So yeah, 1800 beta, and if a trap monster battles anything while it's on the field, it pops whatever the trap monster battles except for itself. But if you have 2, you get around that so easily. So yeah, it's got, you know, it's got the popping effect plus it's XYZ-able and 1800 attack. It's not really something to complain about. Got Tiki Soul, the heart and soul of the deck. It's 1,000 attack, which isn't much. 1,800 defense though, so it's a decent wall. And if a trap monster is destroyed while it's on the field, it sets that trap monster again. So if you have two, they're indestructible. They'll just reset every single time. Next up, I've got Zone of the Spirit. 3 of those. It's the same as Tiki Curse, but it doesn't have the effects. It's only got 500 defense instead of 1,000. If your opponent destroys this by battle, they take damage equal to their monster's attack. So if I drop a Lava Golem on someone, I can then activate this end phase. It has to summon in defense mode. Like, that's its effect. But you just activate it during your opponent's end phase, and then you can switch it to attack. It doesn't matter. You just got to remember when to activate it. But yeah, you attack into a Lava Golem. They've already taken 1,000 for the start of the turn because of Lava Golem. But then you attack into it, that makes it 4,000. You've only taken the 1,200. As long as you got something else to back you up, don't leave yourself open just to get an extra 3,000 damage in, unless you're able to survive. If you need to hold a Lava Golem at bay, then you've got 3 of these. You've got, Meta Reflect Slime. It's the only trap monster that isn't level 4. It's a level 10 instead. So you can't just XYZ it into whatever you want. It's, but it's a 3,000 defense wall. They have to pop it. And a lot of the time, they do not have that opportunity. You can stall for game. If they've got Lava Golem, they have to pop their Lava Golem. A lot of the time they'll try and take this out first if they don't know the deck, and they waste resources taking out something they can't take out. Imperial Custom. Face up, continuous spell cards, continuous trap cards cannot be destroyed. This means all my trap monsters cannot die by battle, by card effect, nothing. Doesn't matter if the target is a monster or a trap, they cannot be destroyed. So this plus a Lava Golem, or plus any trap monster, is a wall that, nothing can get over it with attack, and they have to pop this first. So unless they have 2 MSTs or something like that, they can't really get around a Meta Reflect Slime if it's got this on the field. You can only have 1 on the field at the time, but you only need the 1. You can still set the other one. And then 3 Magic Cylinder. It's running Lava Golem. There's no reason not to have Magic Cylinder in here. Plus other things. That turns your Lava Golem into an instant 4,000. If you set 2 of these, you can end it on just 2 of these in a Lava Golem. Plus you've got plenty of other things that your opponent will summon that you will use Magic Cylinder on. You can recycle it with Tiki Mask of Darkness, so you can have 6 of these, which, 6 Magic Cylinders is definitely going to win a game, but the game shouldn't take that long, although you can stall that long. The last card in the deck is the best card in the deck, 3 Fake Traps. These will take the destruction of a card effect for any trap card, whether it's a monster or not. So if they nuke, a Fake Trap will save all your monsters. If they TT, anything, a Fake Trap will save all your trap cards. Usually meaning their TTs and stuff like that hurt themselves, not you. Any sort of popping, you have one of these down, they go to pop your Imperial Custom, you Fake Trap it, they've wasted whatever they used to pop the Imperial Custom, and whatever plan they had to beat over your Meta Reflect Slime or whatever you've got is just wasted. It is an amazingly old card, just as old as Mask of Darkness, and it's just as good. It's better, but you need a deck that can run it. And then the extra deck, Utopia and Utopia Ray, easy XYZ. It's, you have to have it in most decks, in my opinion. 2 Crazy Box, just because it's such a fun card. It can do anything. Gaga Cowboy, Maystroke, Photon Pap, just for the ability to deal damage. That's my rank 4s, which are, sometimes they use, sometimes they're not. It really depends on what you're up against. For my tour guide targets, I've got Leviair, just in case my opponent has something I want to take. I've got Giga Brilliant, just because if I have a field full of trap monsters, which is really easy to do, I can just pump them up. And then Fortune Tune is like the main rank 3 I go for. It's like a Zen Mines, but when it finally dies, it doesn't pop, and it boosts your life points instead. And when it finally dies, your Teal Guards go back into your deck, it goes into your extra deck. You can just keep bringing it out. They have to banish it to get rid of it. Otherwise, you can always just reuse it and stall even more. As I said, Metal Reflect Slime is a level 10, so I'm running Gustov Max purely for that, because it's rare for them to be able to get over Metal Reflect Slime through popping or battle, and you usually have time to stall until you get your second one, and then this comes out, you get 2 to 5,000 damage straight away. And then for synchros, there's Catastor, as I said. I've got the Veilers for that, plus their own effects. Stardust to protect things, and 2 Scrap Dragons. When you've got immortal cards on field, like the trap monsters with Imperial Custom, you can target them with Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon still cannot pop them. So that simply just gives you 28 beaters, free pops. Scrap Dragon is really beautiful in this deck. And then when it comes to side deck, just Prohibition and Trap Eater, just to get around your decrees and stuff like that can kill the deck, but Trap Eater will give you a Scrap Dragon and get rid of the decree. And that's as simple as that. The whole deck just works on knowing the deck and how to play it. And just timing. You've got to really time your activations.